It's the early morning show on Pittsburgh Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Before the season even started, everyone knew how hard this stretch of 3 games in 10 days was going to be. A national personality in Colin Cowherd even said before the season, this is, quote, "the toughest schedule I have ever seen, Thanksgiving on, in league history." He criticizes the Steelers more than a lot of people do, and even he admitted how hard the Steelers' schedule is this year. He went so far as to making a brilliant analogy to college football, comparing this second half of the schedule to playing 3 Georgias, 2 Bamas, an Ohio State, and a Clemson in a row. And I agree with him. Logan Arblaster making my hosting debut on Pittsburgh Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Logan Arblaster hosting the Fan Early Morning Show on 93.7 The Fan. We're previewing the Steelers-Chiefs game tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. The Chiefs and Steelers will be kicking off at Acrisure Stadium on Christmas Day. Here's a question I have. Why is Russell Wilson not allowed to have a bad game? It's very true. He did not play well against the Ravens last game. He fumbled on the 5-yard line and threw a pick 6. That's the facts. But why is he not allowed to have a bad game? I mean, I cannot believe the scrutiny he has been under this week from various people. Big Ben was allowed to have bad games, and people would defend him to the hills, and they should have. I love Big Ben. But I think this Steelers team and this fan base should not have their faith in Russ waver because of last game. You can call us at 412-928-9370. Before I take a break, I'm going to give my final score prediction for tomorrow. We're about 24 hours here away from kickoff, but let's do it anyway. I'm going to say Steelers win 27-24 on Christmas. Logan Arblaster with your fan headlines. Duquesne and Pitt football kick off their seasons today from Acrisure Stadium. It's the first meeting between the teams in nearly 86 years. Duquesne and Pitt last met in 1939 when Duquesne upset the number 1 ranked Panthers 21-13. Kickoff today is at noon with pregame coverage starting here on The Fan at 9 a.m. Headlines are powered by Bowser Genesis of Monroeville. More at 937thefan.com. Pittsburgh currently has 6 consecutive playoff losses going back to the consortium of ridiculousness, if you remember, which was the Steelers secondary in 2016 when Tom Brady ripped the hearts out of diehard Steelers fans. And if you have the decision between the safe option of eating vegetables and going to bed early or staying up late and eating pizza, no slight to you, but I would say you're going to stay up late and eat the pizza, and I would too. So how in the world does that relate to the Steelers? Why am I saying this? Logan, you're going on a tangent. Come back down to earth. Because the Steelers, for once, picked the options that weren't safe. They picked an option that was out of their comfort zone, and if you're familiar with Tomlinisms, they didn't live in their fears this offseason. I mean, Omar Khan was so vigorous with his approach this offseason, I half expected him to start trading for chefs making Roethlisbergers at Permane Bros. He was doing everything. He was trading for everybody. He was absolutely cooking, wheeling and dealing. He let go of 12 starters from last year. 12! That's half the team. And the Steelers refuse to do it any other way than how they know how to do it. They think their model of being more physical, overmatching you on defense, winning the battle up front in the trenches. They believe they can still win a championship that way. And I might be crazy, and I said it on the PM team Friday too during the debrief, and I stand by it. I think they're at least going to go to the AFC Championship game. Largely in part of the efforts and talent on the defensive side of the ball, but also because I just am infatuated with Aaron Rodgers and the idea of these mismatches on offense. And also that it appears the Steelers may have decided they're finally going to use the middle of the field again for the first time in years when they call plays. All right, when we come back, I have something else related to New York I want to talk about. Not the Jets, not the Giants either, but I do think there's another team in New York that's broken an unwritten rule here in Pittsburgh. I'll let you know what that is, as well as tying into a former Pirates flamethrowing lefty who just reached an extension with the Red Sox. Also, Don Kelly managed in his 100th game as the Pirates manager yesterday. in the Pirates' 5-2 loss to Boston at Fenway Park. In 100 games under Kelly, the Pirates are 49-51, just about a 500 team. So staying in line with early morning optimism and early morning optimistic thinking, I'm going to tell you why I'm so high on the outlook for the Pirates next year, too. And so I invite you to stay with me and continue to listen after the break. I'm Logan Arblaster, and this is the Early Morning Show on Pittsburgh Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.